There we go. That looks fine. Gloves. Hello, hello. We're just about ready to get started. I just had to take a sip of my drink while I had 2 free hands. And then we are going to jump right in, but I want to show this off first. I have a fancy new palette, courtesy of Paint with Josh. Look at it. It's amazing. It is glorious. So, that's what we're using today. And from here on out, it is the new palette. So, we're just going to come right in here. We're just going to drop some color on and we're going to blend it down. Get a slightly different color shade. I'm in Boston. Be back in an hour. Mel, I'll be potentially done in an hour. Potentially. No guarantee, I suppose, but if you are watching, though, feel free to drop in and let me know where you're watching from, or at the very least, what time is it near you? It is 8, probably 04 or something over here. 8:05, I was really close. Really, really close. Really close. So yeah, what time is it where you are? I'll be blending this out and adding some clouds. I've got a cozy little scene. Well, I think it's cozy. Cozy scene blend today. Pretty at the very least. Go grab a little bit of purple. Just kind of mix that in at the top here. A little bit more because I didn't grab enough. I'm just going to carry that over. It's going to get lighter the more I blend it into these other colors, which is exactly what I want. So, but super excited to actually have a proper palette. Like, I feel like I don't know if I've ever had such a proper palette before. Certainly never one this big though. So many exciting things. I'll hopefully get less paint on my arm. Hazard is what it's been recently, because I just somehow, some way, I always get paint in all the places that I'm trying to not get paint, except for the canvas. That's like the one place I'm supposed to get paint, and that's the easy part. Paint the canvas. We are going to drop in some clouds. I've got some titanium white on my palette already, which you might have seen when I was showing off my new palettes. I had all my colors, supposedly all my colors that I need for today's painting on here. Well, hello, Chris. Welcome. Drop a hi in the comments, guys. Let me know you're here. I see that there's more people here than usual, which is awesome. So, super awesome. So drop a comment, let me know how you guys are doing. Tell me about your pets or if you have any. Let me know. Allow me to be the nosy painter that I am. Just gonna clean off my brush here real quick, so bear with me. So, alrighty. 1-inch oval brush is what I typically use to oil or acrylic. We are doing oil. That is what I painted, is oil. Just got back from the movie. What movie did you watch, Miss Mel? And I'm just going to do tiny little circles to blend the cloud. So it's not just a blob of color. I'm going to do some fluffing with vertical brush strokes followed by horizontal. I'm going to brush the darkness off my fan brush. And then go get a little bit more titanium white. It's just regular old titanium white. We're going to come back in here right underneath that other cloud. So I think there's more cloud right there. So then we're going to do the same thing. Little circles. Sometimes up, sometimes down. And then just mindful not to blend away all your color, or all your cloud, because then it will just turn into like a cotton ball of color. Princess Mononoke. Oh, that's a delightful movie. 'Tis a delight. Oh, so much for not getting paint on my arm. I already got paint on my arm. Oh. The almighty palette can't protect me from myself, I suppose. Oh well. I got paint on my arm. It washes. So, we're just getting our clouds into the sky. Sky needs some clouds. Wispy, fluffy, crazy. Gotta have some clouds up there. I mean, I suppose you don't have to, but I certainly like to throw a few up there. Sometimes more than others. So, we'll be throwing a few in there today. So, once we get down here, we won't really worry about it too much, but at least throw some here and there. Being sure to make your clouds one at a time, because they are individuals. It's so easy to get carried away, making a whole bunch of cloud shapes all at once. But it doesn't take that much longer just to make them one at a time. Give yourself a little bit of extra time. Make your clouds one at a time. It's all right. Do you have a plan for the finished image or are you winging it? I do have a little bit of a plan. I usually do like a little bit of a sketch before each painting. Not necessarily every single time. There are days where I just kind of freehand it and go for it, but I do have a bit of a sketch. And I prefer to sketch out my paintings as opposed to like actually looking at it like a reference image, because it's my own preference. So I'll just do like a little cloud right there. My references are a combination of different things. It depends on the day. Sometimes it's a combination of multiple images that I saw. Sometimes they're out of my head. Sometimes it's a combination of something I saw and I'm adding my own like imaginative flair. It really just depends on the day. I'm not even sure what I would necessarily categorize this one as. Probably that last one, probably a combination thereof. My original thought was just to do like a similar layout to my painting on Thursday, because I don't paint on Fridays and Saturdays. I'm going to drop in some wispies. I like the new palette. I know, it's so fancy. So fancy. I know I'm gonna have to get used to the weight of the palette and just in general just holding it, but I'm definitely liking it so far. Having a nice proper palette that I can fit all my colors on. Like, there was so much color shenanigans with my other palette because it was little, it was too small. The tearaway feature is kind of nice, but I digress. I was struggling with the size of my palette. So I'm going to get a little bit, well first I'm going to get a palette knife so I can actually mix this properly. Maybe I can make an attempt at showing you guys. I'm just going to grab a little bit of titanium white. There's a groove right there. And I probably don't even need that much purple to give this a hint of purple. And I just don't want to use blue because I just don't want my faraway mountains to be green. So they're going to be, well, throw in a little bit of red there too. So there's a lot of yellow there, which is fine. I wanted a lot of yellow. But that just means I'm not going to be putting blue in my faraway mountains. I'm going to be using other colors. Oh, I don't think you guys can see that. I'm going to have to like get used to the positioning so I can show you guys. I just need to figure out where to hold the palette so you guys can see better. New palette today looks good. Thank you, Odin. It's going to be an adjustment for me because I'm not used to holding something while I paint, but overall, love it so far. Just to have everything like just ready to go. It's accessible. So I'm gonna have to adjust. I might have to pick a different brush. Or adjust how much paint I have on it. I might not have had enough paint on my little brush here. I'm also gonna move this up a little bit. But we're definitely going to need a slightly darker color, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more purple into that same pile of paint. So yellow was apparently a bit strong. That's okay though, these things happen. There we go. blend this out a little bit and they'll soften up. I'm just kind of working on these shapes here. I expect the colors to blend. That's kind of part of the process when I make these background mountains. I kind of want them to take on some of the color from behind them. Gives them something that's a little bit different. And it keeps them far away. So. Don't mind me. There we go. And there is going to be another little mountain layer in front of this, but it's going to be a little bit different. Perhaps right there. That's where I'll put my more defined mountain peak. Congrats, well, thank you. My phone's about to die. Oh, sadness. New palette looks good. Thank you, Ken. I like the new palette. Yes, I do too. Everyone is in agreement. It's so nice to have a proper palette so I can actually like work with this better. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I want this front layer to look just slightly different than the back layer. So I'm gonna grab some white and grab some red. Gotta remember to come over to you guys now that I can. So I'm still working with the same initial paint pile. I'm just kind of grabbing some red and grabbing some white. I want to have a little bit of a redness to it. I'm just changing up the color just a little bit since this layer is in front of the other one. So the other one got pushed nice and far away, or it's about to be pushed nice and far away. So we're just going to come up here. I want this one to have like one peak that's like a little bit more defined. Not a lot, but a little bit. So just come in here and then just kind of taper out, not like the rest of them. This is still background stuff, so this is why I'm not putting in a ton of detail. There's going to be stuff that's closer. So. Mountain tree and water. There will be trees. There are obviously mountains. No water though. I know I paint a lot of water, but these couple of scenes that I did Thursday, I want to say yesterday so bad, but I didn't paint yesterday. Thursday and today are no water scenes. So, plenty of trees, plenty of grassy fields, and plenty of other stuff that will be kind of the highlight of this scene here. Well, never mind. What did you never mind there, Mr. Odin? Because I saw you say congrats a couple of times, but I didn't see anything other than that. So, was there an unasked question, or did I miss something? Did I miss something, Mr. Odin? Doesn't seem like I did, but you tell me if there was something that I whoopsie-doosied. As I kind of soften out the blending of this. Whoa! go. There goes one of my not my palette brushes, my 2-inch brushes. So. Alrighty, and that bottom line is going to be kind of the rough gauge there for the tree I'm about to drop in. So we're getting a little bit closer now, even though these trees aren't the most important thing in the world. If you live out here, a little bit more distinct than our vague, hazy little mountains back there. I said we would have all the blending elements if you added a camper. Oh, yeah. All the blending elements. Yeah, there's there's no water in campfire. I haven't planned one yet this week, but I was planning on doing a campfire scene. I kind of wanted to do it in this one, but when I was sketching it out, it just didn't make sense to have a campfire in this one. If I had done one, it would have felt a little forced. So that's why there's no campfire or water here today, Mr. Odin. Avatar reference. Oh yes, all the elements. Earth. Wow. Air, earth, fire, water. Gonna do an avatar painting later in the week somehow. I'm gonna make that happen. And grab some sap green. You guys can see that I just added a little bit of blue to my green because I gotta remember to show you guys stuff. This is gonna be a learning bit because I don't usually have the ability to do that. Anyway, I'm just making a dark green, so I don't know if that's enough paint. It's just some sap green and some, I believe that's phthalo blue I threw down today. So, we're just doing a couple rows of some distant trees. Some of them are going to go this way and some of them are going to go that way. So we're just going to drop these in. I'm going to start with some like itty bitty ones. We'll put these ones up right about here. They're going to grow and they're going to change. So it's just to kind of help me keep them uniform for at least a little bit. He's a funny guy. Yes. We will do a campfire painting this week, for sure. I think I said that once before, but I forgot to. I forgot and I didn't do it. So. But definitely this week we're doing one. Because I wanted to today. Like I said, it's just like the majority of the elements that I wanted to paint, the campfire just didn't quite make sense today. So. Let's see one. So. Pull these up a little bit. These are trees too. I just did the couple of like a combination technique essentially. Boopity boppity boop. Come back in here. And just kind of touch up the bottoms here. And then just pull those up vertically. There we go. Now we have lots of trees. Lots and lots and lots of trees. My initial sketch of this actually did have water in it, but just couldn't get the elements in it that I wanted to. Melody, did I say something funny? I probably did, I just didn't realize. I probably should avoid going too far that way. I plan on putting a big old tree over there, so we're not going to go too far to the left. Not too far. I need a tree over there, so says me. And what the heck, why don't we put just a few more trees over here. A few more of those distant meadows. I'll just kind of come down just right in front of this same little, probably a foothill is the technical term for that. The technical term. And I actually, 2 for 2, because I remembered Thursday as well, I actually have this listed on my Etsy store before the stream. Like, I'm on top of it today, guys. I am very good at forgetting things, but once the habit's there, I feel like I do a pretty good job of remembering things. It just takes me a while to actually build the habit. So, alrighty. Like I said, we're kind of ignoring the left side there for a bit. But I do want to put, let's see, what would be the best way to do this? Because I want some grassy bits. Why don't I'll just grab this right here on my big old 2-inch brush. I'll just come in here and just kind of, I just added a little bit of the Indian yellow to my sap green mix. Just to kind of come in here and tap in little grassy things. So we've got some sort of land here. So how far I want that to go for now isn't very far, in all honesty. So I need to drop in a couple, just like maybe 2 little faraway bushes and then a couple trees, like something kind of in the mid-ground, somewhere in the middle, is what we're kind of thinking here. So this is just to kind of, this is all going to stay kind of in the middle for now. There'll be more stuff coming. So, clean off my palette knife here, because I'm really good at losing every other palette knife except for one. It's a special skill. I'm just going to do some alizarin crimson and a little bit of Van Dyke brown. You might be thinking that sounds like an odd color for a bush, but that's okay. I want to use more pinky red colors today. So it's okay. grab a teensy weensy bit of white so it's not so dark back there. Remember to stand over here. I'm thinking that's probably about the right color, at least for these couple little bushes, because they're not going to be anything super crazy. Let's see if I can't grab my cleaner 2-inch brush. Just kind of load up one side here. There we go, now we can see. So I'm just going to tap out the excess. And let's see, we'll put one itty bitty baby one, maybe just right there. We'll get a little bit more color for that one. Yeah, there we go. We'll put that one right there. And we're going to put like maybe this one a little bit closer. Right there. Come get that brush from earlier. We're just going to tap along the bottom of these bushes just to kind of make them more of a part of the land that they're sitting on. And they're not going to get a crazy amount of detail, but they can have some sticks. You know, a couple little sticks here and there. And I'll just put a couple little fluffy, leaf bits in front of those sticks so that makes sense right there. That's all we're really going to do for those couple little bushes. It's just a sage brush reflecting the sun, yes. I'm mostly concerned about just the bottom of where the sticks start. That's really all I'm kind of focusing on right there. Because I don't need a ton of detail for these. Just enough. And then we're going to do, let's see, red and green make brown, blue and green, doobity doobity doo. I should have added black to my palette after all. It's going to be a pain in the butt to do this now that I have a hand tied up. Probably don't need a ton though. Probably could have even gotten away with just the blue and green mix for my tree, but I'm probably going to want some black on my palette anyway, so there it is. I have a little bit. After these mid-ground trees though, well, I still feel like I might kind of want I want a smidgen of black in there. So I remember that I can hold my palette now. That's going to take me probably at least a few streams to get used to. I'm looking for a darker undercolor here for those few little pine trees that I'm about to pop in there. And we're going to clean off our fan brush. And I'm going to find a way to take a drink of my drink because I am thirsty. Alrighty. Oh, there we go. Alrighty. Fan brush. Loading that up. We are going to put, let's see, one of these trees I think is going to live right there. That seems like a good spot. So we're just going to be gentle with our tippy taps of putting in the branches and leaves and bits of this pine tree, not a fan tree. I'm making it with a fan brush though. And then as we come further down the tree, we'll just tap with more of the fan brush. So you get more and more of that paint deposit the further down the tree you go. Don't mind me as I occasionally trip over my tongue. It might look easy to talk and paint at the same time, but sometimes it can be a little tricky. So. Just with the corner of my brush though. I'm not using a ton of the fan brush here. I'm just keeping this one a little on the smaller side. It's not the closest pine tree, but we are getting closer, so closer and closer to being somewhere. I'm gonna grab, well, first things first. Let me just put a little shadow under here. Super easy, just grab some on the bottom of your tree and blend it a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. And then you have a little shadow under your little pine tree. How is everyone doing? All of the animals, if that is what you were asking about, are doing good. The chickens were less than thrilled that winter came back, but the dogs are loving it, and Ruger is basically healed up from his neuter. He's still got like a little bit to heal, but he's healed enough where he can do all the things that he wants to do. So he's happy about that. He gets to run around and be a dog again. So, Kiddo took a weirdly long nap today, which would be great if she would give me the heads up that she's going to take a long sleep, but like that never happened. And she slept for like 2.5 hours. I'm over here like I could have been so much more productive than I was. I tended to chickens and I took the dogs out for a good long round of exercise, but I was, and I made lunch and I was expecting her to wake up shortly after I made lunch, but then I'm like, I still have like time and she's sleeping. Like, I didn't know what to do with myself. This one's going to be a little bit close. Here's another pine tree, guys. And don't worry, I'm going to come back and highlight these. I'm just not there yet. I tend to highlight my pine trees kind of all at once when I'm ready to do the highlighting. So right now they're just kind of going to be there. They're just going to hang out. And I'm going to use my I consider it more of a medium fan brush that I'm using to put down my pine trees. I'll use a smaller one when I actually go to highlight them. So, keep it pretty standard. Yeah, animals are doing good. Ruger also got a nice extended training session today just because he'd been kind of resting for a while. Don't want him to forget any of his training lessons. He doesn't know like a ton of tricks. It's all pretty much obedience training in terms of like practical application. Roxy's the one that knows more fun tricks, but I've also had her longer, so I've had more time to teach her silly little things. I'm gonna go grab the bottom of this tree too. There we go. And just kind of keep this land up. Oh well. That grass is a little bit of the pine tree in it. I must have put my brush down where I shouldn't have. But it's alright. Adds a little something something to it. Plus, I'm about to put a pine tree down anyway. Put another one a little bit closer. Doopity doopity doo. How are all you guys doing in the comments? I feel like I've got a lot of people here. Also, since I probably more than likely have some new people here, we do the naming at the end of the painting as something of a group project. So you should think of titles as we come along the painting that you think would make a good title. Because unless someone buys it, we're going to just randomly select a title, and that's going to be the name of the painting. So think of what you might want to name it. It gets randomly selected at the end of the painting. Like I said, the only exception is if it gets bought and then the person who buys it can name it based on a suggestion, if they like one of the ones suggested or if they have their own idea. I gotta put this tree somewhere. There it is. My mouth moves, my hand stops. Such a conundrum. So, and I think that's gonna be my last little pine tree too. I just wanted a few pine trees today. Well, my last close-up pine tree. There's obviously a mess of pine trees behind them, but bunch of pine trees in the distance at the base of those mountains, but I think I'm even going to give this pine tree a bit of exposed trunk. Maybe, let's see, where do I want to put it though? Come in here. Push that back. And then maybe down here, maybe that's where the trunk is visible. I'm gonna have to change the flavor of grass here soon too. Because I'm going to need to make it something more distinct for the foreground stuff. Here's a fun question for the chat. Why doesn't everyone tell me what their favorite flavor of ice cream is in hopes that we get warmer weather that sticks around? Assuming you're in a location that gets winter, because there's no guarantee all of you get this frigid cold the way we do up here in the Midwest, but what is everyone's favorite flavor of ice cream? Mine is coffee and I like black raspberry and huckleberry about the same. Black raspberry gets minus points though if it has chocolate chips in it. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? I'm gonna check the chat, so be warned. I will look. So, I want a greener green right now, though. Kind of did a yellowy green back there, but I want more of a green green. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna be putting a couple more bushes down here too. Let's see. More distinct grasses kind of have to live here somewhere, though. I should probably kind of. I didn't do my tree back there, but I should probably have a little bit of land back there. It's probably going to get pretty much well covered up, though. So, 2-inch brush. go grab that same color red before. Well, I guess it wasn't like a true red. It was like a pinky, purpley red. We are going to put slightly more distinct bush right there. I'm going to bring it over like so. And then why not, what the heck, I'm going to put another one. Maybe a slightly smaller one right there. Mostly because I think there's going to be a bigger one right there and I don't want to get into that space too much. But, where'd that palette knife go? These ones, if I can find my 1-inch brush, bibbidi bobbidi boop, it's in here somewhere. Oh, I'm staring right at it. Chocolate, you are back. We are answering favorite ice cream. Yes, we are. But I only see one answer, unless there is something I missed. Ooh, cookies and cream. Yes, that is a good one. Cheesecake, huckleberry cheesecake. I have not had that one. Cookies and cream. Yeah, we got some solid ice cream flavors here, guys. Does anyone have like a favorite ice cream, like if you go out for ice cream, does anyone have like a favorite like place? I used to live near like a really good place that did like soft serve ice cream. I don't anymore, because I don't really live near much of anything anymore, but I'm going to grab that red color, going to grab some liquid white, dip into like a little bit of purple, grab some more right here. Liquid white I don't have on my palette right now. I'm kind of wondering if I should put it on my palette or if I should leave it off my palette. We'll find out. So, more liquid white is needed. Let's give that the old college go. There we go. I just didn't have my color light enough. Happens. Come down here at the bottom. Do like a couple little boops there. Oops. Now we'll do a couple little boops. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I want that bottom bit just a little brighter. It's so easy to pick up the darkness. There we go. So easy to pick up the darkness, guys. Dickory, also a good one. DQ, pistachio, yes. Wendy's Frosties, I do kind of have a soft spot for Wendy's Frosties, not gonna lie. And DQ, also good. Ice cream cake, though. It's ice cream and cake. I like the Friendly's ice cream cake. It's cake, guys. There's a lot of ice cream there, but it's absolutely 100% definitely cake. You can tell me I'm wrong, I'm just not going to listen. Ice cream cake is cake. My drink has been extinguished. No more caffeine for me. Not until later anyway. So, highlight those trees closer to the end. I probably need to actually clean some brushes here and then put some closer land up here So, pardon me real quick. I'm just gonna clean some brushes and then we're gonna make some up close and personal land. Ooh, Forgotten Valley, Sunrise, Forget. Both of those are solid title suggestions. We are getting closer, guys, to the end of the painting. Obviously, we've got plenty of white canvas, but we're at the time of title suggestion. Yes, yes, Odin. We are fairly close. We're at a great time for title suggestions. And the puzzle piece has not popped up, Mel, but thank you, appreciate it. So. Start dropping those titles into the comments. We will pick one together. I don't think he's stealing your job so much as he might be sharing it. Maybe Odin. Plus, Mel, you're not always here. I do at some point need a... Sometimes I need a second moderator. It's important. You guys can get along and both be good helpers. So, I'm just cleaning some brushes here. And then I think I'm going to put in a couple maybe rocky, grassy bits right here. We've got a lot of field. I want some rocks in here. Clean out that old blendy brush too. My reliable mop brush. Kind of pain in the butt to clean, not gonna lie. But when I need a really soft blend, there's nothing better. You're a mod. What am I? You're a mod. I am not. Your job is safe. It's kind of like I mean, she is my moderator, but there's hardly an official job. Plus, at some point, I am going to actually require a second moderator. Hopefully, I will over time grow my tiny little team. 'Tis the goal. Ooh, Morning Dream. 3 Guardians, yes, delightful title. I say this a lot, but I think you guys have some of the best title suggestions. This is painting number 114, by the way. We're slowly climbing up the numbers. Puzzle piece. Oh no, that's Prairie's piece. I can read from an angle. Alright. Okay. A little bit of Van Dyke Brown. And I think I'm just going to do like straight Van Dyke Brown and maybe like a little bit of Alizarin Crimson. And let's see, it's red and green that make brown. So we're going to steal a little bit of green too. Can I just say, guys, and this is relevant and irrelevant. It's both relevant and irrelevant. I have not run out of room on this palette when it comes to blending 113. Did I not do that for Thursday? Pretty sure 113 was Thursday, unless I miscounted at some point. I'm pretty sure today should be 114. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's 114. 3:30. I can go check the Thursday's piece in a little bit, though. We're not close enough where I need to go worrying about the number just yet. But someone can check that. You might be able to see the number on my recent TikTok. So, anywho's, rock formations. Going for basic shapes here, too. So let's see. going to come in here because I think, ooh, that's a lovely shade of green. Skip that area over there. Let's bring this down here just for now. So, and we're just gonna come in here. This is a basic shape, by the way, guys. If I can be crazy with it, this is not the end result of our shape here. That way, I can come this way. Add some highlights here. Let's see. I happen to have some liquid white on my second extra mini palette. I'm just going to steal some of that brown and mix it right in. It's going to have a pinky flare to it because it's so pinky colors over there. So, let's see here. Where are the rocky bits going to highlight? Not much right there, apparently. Didn't have nearly enough on my palette knife. That's not going to work. There goes the charm. There we go. I can see the highlights coming. Jeepers, guys. Probably could have also just mixed in a good old amount of like titanium white. That usually fixes the deal. So come over here. This one I'm just going to highlight a little bit, kind of here and there, because I do believe there's going to be a tree over there. Won't be here tomorrow, Bob Ross. I am not, but thank you. Yes. An incarnation. You guys are far too kind. I still think Bob Ross is what? I don't know if anyone can really get up to his level, but gosh, I do try. I don't know if anyone's ever going to truly be at his level, though. But if you don't try, you'll never know. So. I'm leaving some of these parts a little vague because I want to put some bushy bits and things in here. A little bit of Van Dyke Brown, a little bit of my Alizarin Crimson. And this might seem a little backwards, or maybe it won't, I don't know. I'm going to throw a tree over here. So, boopity boopity boop. I guess I'll just, here we go. I'll just put this right over here. Probably comes down over there. We'll go get some more of that color. Don't forget about those petal suggestions, guys. That's an important piece. We're going to need to call it something besides painting, pretty sure, 114. We'll verify that before we actually throw the numbers on there, so don't worry. Don't worry. We got into the 40s while you were gone. Into the 40s? I missed something there. Alrighty. We'll throw a little doop doop kind of coming down there, but the rest of that needs to be trunk. So just gonna grab a fan brush here, start making some choices about where some branches be living. Should probably thin this out a little bit. Got a little oil on my palette. No puzzle piece. I almost completely forgot about it. There we go. A little bit of oil mixed into my paint. It should flow a little bit better, but I am ultimately going to need my liner brush. But I'm not going to throw any liner brush branches in here until I kind of get the basic outline of my trunk. And then the highlighty bits. So we're not going to get too crazy just yet. Not yet. So, a little bit of titanium white, same red color. We're just going to add some white. Maybe grab just a tiny little bit of our liquid white. Valley of Rest, yes. Alright, we're going to start at the top, work our way down. Just little touches. These are highlighted bits, it's not meant to be the whole tree. So. Layers, layers, layers. Getting more comfortable with this particular tree and bush technique too. But I have been doing it a lot, so that checks out. Alrighty, I'm gonna throw in, if I can get like a little bit more white color. Wouldn't mind just having a couple of these. Yeah, there we go. A couple of these little top bits be just that little bit brighter. How about that? Cozy little cherry blossom tree. I almost couldn't put words together there for a second. Holy cow, guys. Like I said, I can come back with like a liner brush, but also throw in just a couple little bits here as well with the edge of my fan brush. So there we go, that's that. Time to grab the darker variation of this color again, so I can throw in another little bushy do. And remember to check that, yes, that puzzle piece, gosh darn it. My nemesis. Sorry if the screen shifts, I'll fix it. There we go. Puzzle piece averted. If you buy this on Etsy, you pick the name. That is also true. If anyone goes to my Etsy store and buys the painting, you get to decide the title. That is your choice. So, if you like it enough and think you want it to live in your home instead of, well, for now they live in my house. They live here until they go elsewhere. But I will be going to an art show soon, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of pieces that sell there. So if you want to take it off the market, you'd have to buy it before I take it there. My place is simply a temporary resting zone for any of these paintings. I need to get some land over here before I get too far gone. There we go. This is that same just kind of Van Dyke brown with some red and green thrown in there, mixed from the left side of the painting. Mix that. Not really mix it so much as I'm just going to come in here and just kind of soften these bits and then come around and drop some highlights in. Don't worry about that grass that I just erased, guys. Necessary evil. There'll be more grass there. It's alright. Make your house a home with the painting by caves. That's very sweet. But don't forget about those title suggestions, guys. We have so many though. But do we have enough? Do we though? I don't know. Let's start here. Only one can be chosen, but that doesn't mean you can't continue to drop your suggestions. I'm going to come back here. So I didn't want to necessarily get too crazy over here because this lives here and this is going to live on top. Gonna work that in there. And if I load this on the side, I can probably get some little, just a slightly different flavor of, I don't know why I say flavor. That's what it feels like to me. You get different effects when you turn your brushes in different ways. And turning it to the side changes the paint, the way it deposits. You get this different kind of little effect. And it's super cool and it's really fun. Because painting should be fun. So, before I get too crazy, I should probably start highlighting some of these things. If you have name suggestions, put them in the chat. You guys are so on top of this. Look at you guys go and be a delight. True delight. Make sure you don't cover up every little thing as you're putting in the highlights. They are supposed to be highlights, not the whole new color of the bush. Or the little grassy field. We got some grassy bits in here too now. coming in here. I bet I could even highlight these with my 2-inch brush. I swear I could. I'm not going to do that today though, but like I'm fairly convinced I've got enough of a narrow edge there that I could highlight and put down my color with my big old 2-inch brush. So let's grab some of this purpley color, mix it in with that white. Tap tap right there and just kind of, yeah. Add some darkness back there, so I'm gonna have to just, pop back in a couple little highlighty bits. Paint's wet. Until it dries, you can continue messing with it. Alrighty, I obviously added a lot of foliage. You guys are very helpful. It means a lot. Words can't really do it justice. And here I go breaking some rules again, putting land behind things. It'd be alright. I'm just dropping in some places for this stuff to sit more properly. But if we were close to picking a title now, we are knocking at title's door now. We are just about there. Just kind of dropping in just a few extra little things here. This is just because I messed with the background. That's all we're doing. Pushing it back to the, well, back behind where it's supposed to go. So, except for these little front bits. Those kind of have to live there. That's kind of the whole plan, is to kind of push that so they have somewhere to sit. Tap off the extra paint. There we go. I think we have a lot of nice, I want to call it greenery, but it's not really green. So, bushy bits, grassy bits, all the bits. You can scrape away that paint, reveal some sticks. Just a little bit of darkness. I want do I want to grab that 1-inch brush though, wherever I just put it down. There it is. My brushes hide on me. In plain sight, but they hide. Don't hate me, guys. I just want to throw in a couple other little shadowy bits. A couple of little specks of darkness. Just to change it up a little bit. Yep. Needed it. It did. You can disagree with me. That's okay. I think I needed those shadows. Alrighty, we're going to sign my name on the front and then we're going to do the stuff on the back. Which means I hope you guys put your titles down if you've thought of some. I could just name a bunch of places I've camped that this reminds me of. Well, that is a good thing though. It makes you think of someplace familiar. There is my usual go-to liner brush. This mess of paint right here. Should be plenty big for putting my name out here. I'm great at not giving myself a place to put my name though. I'll get better at that. Leaving a place to sign my name. Whoopsie. Just bonked the whole thing sideways. It is green on the other side. You are correct, Mel. But I was not actively adding greeneries. They're more like pinkies. Since I changed the color of my bushes. Close up. Alrighty. I'm gonna flip it over. We're just gonna come down here. Yeah. Color wash the edges real quick. I have liquid white on my edges, which is why I can do this in 0.2 seconds. Otherwise, doing my edges takes a bit longer. Not too long, just longer. The bottom edge usually takes a little bit longer because I don't put liquid white there because it has to sit. And if I put paint down there, it'll stick. I do the bottom edge usually post. Oakley dokley. Sharpie. I'm gonna have to go verify my painting number real quick. So while I verify my number, guys, drop in any last minute title suggestions. It is the 30th. Verified 114. There you go. I don't have to check anymore. I was telling Mel you were in the 40s for viewership while she was going, oh yeah, that's cool. I don't think I've ever been in the 40s before. Heck, I don't think I've ever hung out in the 20s for so long. Today is a good day. And yep, the likes are matching it. We're almost at 9K, guys. Painting number 114. And the date is 3/30. Tomorrow's April Fool's. No, tomorrow's the 31st. We got 31 days in this month. Alrighty. Hopefully you guys have put all your title suggestions into the comments. Odin could be mod number 2. He's really good at doing basically the mod job. But I'm going to scroll to the top of the titles, wherever they first started coming around. And then I'm going to close my eyes and scroll. We've got Morning Dream from Miss Mel today. I feel like we just picked one of your titles recently too. I could be wrong though. Everyone usually gets a title selection here and there. Social anxiety though. I mean, it's not that different than what you're doing already. But boom, pinned already. Look at you go, Mel. Morning Dream. Fancy schmancy. I'll let you guys look at the good side though. That's all the necessary information there. We're just gonna throw this. This is the part that needs to be fixed on my easel. Fixed or eventually replaced. I just want to kind of lean this. Throw this way up here. There's so much paint caked on here. You can almost see it where it kind of sticks out there. That's why it doesn't go up very well. But how did you guys? I think we have a delightful little morning scene. And then we'll be back. If anyone has any questions, you can throw them out there. But otherwise, we're going to kind of wrap up. And I'll be back. Today's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Next 4 days, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll plan out the next... I kind of plan out my next scene kind of day by day. But we can hang out while I clean my brushes. It'll take a couple minutes. Not too long. Looks amazing. Thank you. A Morning Dream. Yeah, it's very pinky. I want to do a lot of pinks. I probably could have gotten a bit more of like a pinky orangey blend in my sky, but a different day. And I still see a lot of hearts coming in. Thank you guys. Showing the love. So. How are your child pets and chickens? Chickens are good. I opened their coop today. It was a little warmer out. I don't know if they actually went outside or not though. They can be fickle creatures. Because they actually have a small enclosure now that they can go outside into. It's a temporary enclosure. It will grow once the warmer weather actually sticks around long enough. And like I said, you might have missed it, Mel, but Ruger's feeling better, so he gets to run now. My dog slept under the bed the entire life. Aw, how cozy. How delightful. Ruger hung out with me recently during one of my streams because he was supposed to be on R&R. You guys did not see him though, but he was in the different section of the basement hanging out. Being a cozy king. Dogs can be great cuddle buddies. So long as they've gotten enough, like, run time. At least that's my experience. My dogs need to run so much before they chill out. Holy guacamole, 10K, guys. Appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Sleepy doggo. And yeah, Kiddo is also doing good. She does good just about every day though. Honestly, I feel like she has more good days than bad days. Pretty lucky, honestly. I think that was my last brush, unless I'm missing one. Oh, my liner brush for me. Wow. She did some coloring today. Gave me an anatomy lesson. She was telling me about where my eyes were, where my nose was, mouth, hair, hands, knees, shoulders. She was telling me all about it. That's what's messed up my count. I had to leave for Thursday. Oh, yeah, you left before Thursday's painting was done. That would do it. I mean, that's usually how I mess up my own counting, but usually the other side, if I do an extra one, I sometimes mix up my numbers. So, but all right, brushes are clean. This one's gonna have to sit on the easel for now. I gotta free up some hanging space. That'll be tomorrow's project though. So, we'll catch you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you are further east, it'll be 9 p.m. And if you're further west, you'd be looking for either 7 or 6, depending on how far west you are. So, but fun things out there today. And hopefully I see you guys tomorrow. So, bye-bye. And take care and have a lovely night. Mountain Standard Time at 7. There you go. Boom. Odin knows it. Boop-a-da-boop.